A man walked into a room and nothing happened. No one could sway him. No one could bait a reaction. People tried. A joke, a challenge, even a whispered rumor, and he remained unmoved. Later, someone asked him how he did it. He smiled and said, "I don't live inside other people's scripts. Most people are controlled because they live inside scripts written by others." A text can hijack your mood. An insult can hijack your focus. A demand can hijack your priorities. Whoever captures your attention captures your choices. This video reveals a precise brain hack. Not manipulation, not mysticism. A cognitive architecture that makes you untouchable. A mental firewall that turns provocation into background noise and influence attempts into predictable patterns you exploit rather than obey. When installed, you stop being reactive. You become the unmovable center. Your attention, your time, your decisions, your power, all return to you. Control is simple. Hijack attention, shape beliefs, direct action. From advertisers to manipulators to acquaintances, the most effective controllers are not the loudest. They are the ones who consistently occupy a piece of your mind. They trigger predictable responses, emotional cues, social obligations, scarcity, or urgency. This is the hidden machinery of influence. The brain hack that breaks this cycle is rooted in metacognition and pre-commitment. First, become the observer of your own mind. Notice the trigger, name it, and create a gap. Second, predefine your response so the automatic script cannot run. That gap severs the strings that others use to pull you. Neuroscience supports this. Your prefrontal cortex, the executive control center, can override the impulsive limbic system if given time. The more you habitually interrupt reactive pathways, the more your brain defaults to deliberation rather than reflex. Once mastered, you become unpredictable to manipulators. Your reactions are no longer for sale. Combine this with narrative control. You define the meaning of your actions. Someone tries to bait you, you refuse the role. Social pressure rises, you act from principle, not panic. Controllers lose leverage because leverage depends on predictable responses. Remove predictability, and influence evaporates. This is not passive stoicism, it is strategic agency. You don't numb yourself, you sharpen your ability to choose. You conserve attention for what compounds. That single shift, from being pushed by external stimuli to acting from principle, makes you structurally impossible to control. Cold, deliberate awareness transforms influence into autonomy. It is the difference between a life dictated by others' triggers and a life shaped entirely by your own decisions. Those who master this hack move unshakable, untouchable, and quietly dominant. Manipulation is subtle, but it's everywhere. A late-night message designed to unsettle you. A limited-time offer that pressures you into a poor decision. A colleague framing a project as urgent to extract extra work. Each instance is a micro-seizure of your attention. Small, almost invisible, but cumulatively powerful. These are the quiet ways control seeps into your life. Social media is a master of this principle. Notifications hijack your brain, each ping redirecting focus and energy. The average day becomes a series of reactive micro-decisions, leaving your priorities fractured. Advertisers, managers, and even friends profit from this fragmentation. Those who surrender their attention effectively hand over control of their lives. Control also hides in relationships. Emotional manipulators make love or approval contingent on compliance. Targets react automatically, trying to prove worth. At work, urgency is weaponized. Deadlines and pressures appear personal when they are strategic traps. Culture amplifies outrage to guide behavior. All of these tactics depend on predictable reactions. Remove that predictability, and the machinery of control collapses. This brain hack turns these realities into opportunity. By installing a response gap, delaying reflexive reactions, and reprioritizing attention, you reclaim control. A provocative message no longer hijacks your mood. Pressure no longer hijacks your schedule. Manipulators are left exposed. Your authority rises quietly, almost imperceptibly, but undeniably. The evidence is everywhere. Negotiators who pause before responding secure better deals. Leaders who refuse to be baited maintain clarity and focus within their teams. Individuals who ignore impulsive social cues regain deep work, composure, and mental clarity. Life will always try to pull at your attention, but once you stop following, you begin to write your own narrative. This is the difference between being led by circumstance and leading your circumstances. The world will always attempt to script your reactions. The untrained mind surrenders. The trained mind observes, pauses, and chooses. That is the difference between being controlled and becoming impossible to control. The brain hack that makes you impossible to control is not a trick. It is a structured practice. It has 5 components: label, pause, pre-commit, reframe, protect. Each step strengthens the mental firewall that keeps your attention yours. Label the trigger. The first moment a stimulus appears, a message, a request, a provocation, give it a name. This is guilt bait. This is urgency theater. Naming reduces its emotional charge. You move from being inside the reaction to observing it as data. This simple act shifts control from the stimulus to you. Pause, create the gap. Before reacting, pause. Count to 7, take a breath, or step away for a moment. That pause is a micro-interruption of the automatic response pathway. Repeated consistently, it strengthens the prefrontal cortex and weakens reflexive reaction. The gap is your mental firewall, a protective space where choice exists. Pre-commit your response. Anticipate high-risk environments, difficult conversations, social media, urgent emails. Decide in advance how you will respond. I won't reply after 9 p.m. or I'll take 24 hours to decide. Pre-committing removes the possibility of surrendering to impulse and ensures that your reactions remain deliberate. Reframe the narrative. When someone attempts to manipulate or provoke, shift the internal script. They want control. I will not donate my attention. Reframing reduces emotional power and turns an attempted control into predictable pattern you can exploit strategically. Protect your environment. Arrange your surroundings to support your mental firewall. Silence notifications. Schedule attention blocks. Avoid drama-driven content. Create visible routines that signal unavailability. Your external world must reinforce the internal discipline, or old reflexes regain strength. Start with small victories. Delay a reactive reply, refuse an impulsive purchase, pause before responding to criticism. Each micro-victory strengthens the habit of deliberate response. Within weeks, your brain recalibrates. The reflexive response weakens. The gap grows. Choice becomes default. Psychologically, you become unpredictable. Manipulators who relied on automatic reactions are powerless. Negotiators, colleagues, and social actors encounter a new reality. Your attention is scarce, protected, and inherently valuable. This is the essence of mental sovereignty. By guarding your attention, you guard everything that depends on it: your decisions, your influence, your life. Cold observation, deliberate action, and structured mental discipline. This is the brain hack. Master it, and you become impossible to control. The easiest way to control someone is to get them to respond on autopilot. That is how advertisers, mobs, lovers, bosses, and manipulators operate. They do not need to be clever, they only need to interrupt at the right frequency. This brain hack restores the gap between stimulus and response, giving you full authority over your mind and decisions. This is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming sovereign. Feel, but do not be possessed. Care, but do not be compelled. The gap grants choice, and choice is freedom. When you habitually label, pause, pre-commit, reframe, and protect, influence attempts fail because the reflex you once offered no longer exists. You become a difficult target. You become unavailable to be used. The world will escalate urgency, provoke you, and attempt to hijack your attention. That is when this hack matters most. Your silence is your shield. Your calm is strategy. Your refusal to react is survival. Each time you protect your attention, you reclaim power, quietly, deliberately, and unshakably. When your mind is finally yours, every decision becomes deliberate. Every life choice becomes calculated. Nothing external can dictate your path. The most dangerous people are not the loud or reactive. They are the ones who cannot be controlled. Their power is invisible, undeniable, and unassailable. Become one of them. Guard your attention. Build the gap. Master your mind. Because in the end, freedom is not given, it is taken. And the one who cannot be controlled is already free.